Videos on social media captured terrified residents hiding in their homes as military helicopters and armored vehicles paraded the neighborhood. The armed officers were seen physically assaulting residents who dared to set out for work. Traumatized residents hid themselves at home for fear of their lives over the bizarre incident, which has been attributed to the alleged killing of an army officer in the area. Some of the residents have been speaking to City News.
It's becoming very dangerous. Everyone is scared and they are hiding in their homes. If you're a boy, a young man, or whatever, you'll be beaten. Even if you're a woman and you dress in a certain way, you are a suspect to them, they will beat you up. A few of them are armed, but they are not using their arms on anyone. They're using their boots, their hands, and all that.
Cars passing, especially if you're a male, they just drag you out, beat you, and then, because I was watching across the wall. So any car passing, they stop you, especially if you're a man, they drag you out, they beat you, and they say that people kill our how do you call it, our colleague. You know, Ashaiman of Yata is an area that is always buzzing. By 4 5 people will be out going to work, people are moving their shop. But as we speak, stores across the stretch, virtually, if not for the soldiers, I would have said maybe it's called the rain. But virtually, the street is very, very quiet. Right from the official town tire station all the way to heading to Ashaiman New Town, the place is has turned to a ghost town.
Efforts to reach the military for response has not been fruitful. The Member of Parliament of the area, Ernest Norgbey, tells City News he will seek the Speaker's attention for a parliamentary probe.
Why was this thing happening? Because one of their own was killed in Ashaiman on Saturday, which I may condemn on no uncertain terms, because you cannot take anybody's life into your own hands. It is never done. And whoever has done that, I want the police and then the military to go after that person, arrest the person, and let the person face the full rigors of the law. But that is not to say that the military should take the law into their own hands by invading the whole community, the whole Ashaiman constituency, molesting people, molesting residents of the community, preventing them from going about their daily activities. It is not done. That is human rights abuse. You can't just get up, walk into a community because one or two people have committed a crime and you are looking for the perpetrators of such crimes, and so therefore everybody in the community has become a suspect all of a sudden. It is never done. So far they have to recall their men back to the barracks, and I'm also making a statement on the floor. The Speaker will have to refer this matter to the Committee of Defense and Interior, which I belong, and so that we probe into it, because this is becoming one too many. Any time, any day, a military guy is being touched, which I say on authority that it is not the right thing, not even civilians' right, human rights should be taken off. So, but any time this is done or this occurs in any community, you see the military trooping in to just create unnecessary tension. It happened in it happened in so many other areas.
Meanwhile, the ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, James Agalga, is calling on the military command to liaise with the police in ensuring persons who killed the military officer are apprehended.
Following the unfortunate killing of the soldier, I expected that the military would have liaised with the police. And it is the province of the police to detect, arrest, and prosecute for crime. So the military ought to have liaised with the police to fish out for the perpetrators of that heinous act and bring the perpetrators to justice. Arraign them before the law courts, prosecute them, and if they are found guilty, they are dealt with in accordance with our laws.
On his part, security analyst Professor Kwesi Enin believes an inquiry must be done with expediency to punish officers who flouted orders, while civilians responsible for the death of the officer must be found and made to face the law.
Well, I think it's personal indiscipline, a sense of hate, a need to demonstrate that they can punish those who have challenged the authority of the military. So I think there are quite a number of possible reasons. But irrespective of whatever reasons that people may have, I want to make two prefatory remarks. One, that all crimes are punishable by law. But in punishing those crimes, we cannot take the law into our own hands. Two, when a person is in uniform representing the state of Ghana, when you attack that person, irrespective of what reasons you have, you have attacked the state of Ghana. This will need some board of inquiry as to what happened, the chain of command, who issued what order, and the type of orders that were issued, and whether those orders were deliberately flouted because people were very upset. And then I think the disciplinary measures will then kick in. But what has happened is most unfortunate. And in terms of where we are, this is something that Ghana doesn't need right now. It has been handled with expediency because there's a lot of frustration, there's a lot of unhappiness out there. Crimes are not accepted, and the unfortunate manner in which this young man was murdered, irrespective of whatever reason people had, those people must be identified and punished by a court of competent jurisdiction.